Happy Monday, television family. I hope you had a good weekend. We have returned with vim and vigor. It's the 13th day of June, 2022. I am Dan Kuntz. It is cloudy. It is cool, 52 degrees, occasional light raindrop, and it's windy. Wind out of the west-northwest at 20 miles an hour. And we're in for some more cool, unsettled weather, really, for most of this week. We'll catch a few breaks. Wednesday and Thursday doesn't look too bad. Just in time for the weekend, though, we're going to see a big change in the weather. I was born and raised here, and outside of a couple of years when I didn't live here in my early 20s. I can't remember weather like this. An extended period of cool and wet weather. It started in April. Thought maybe it was a bit of an anomaly. We had the coolest April ever measured, and the records go back to 1931. May wasn't much better. And now here we are into June, and we're doing it again. We only hit, what did we get yesterday? 68. Our normal high is 77. Forecast details are coming up again outside of a couple of days in the middle of the week. We're in for some more unsettled weather. News, we'll have some news for you. It was a busy weekend. It's going to be a busy week, I have a feeling. We had a lot of stories to cram in last week from the news department. We'll get you filled in on what you need to know. Mariners lost a tough one yesterday. It wasn't Robbie Ray's fault. He pitched as good as he's pitched all year for the Mariners, but the bats were pretty quiet. Not so much for the Apple Sox, though. They had a good weekend. A very good weekend for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. We'll wrap it up, and also the racing up at the WVSO. We'll touch base with that as well. And in case you missed it on Friday, we're going to talk about Welcoming Wednesdays. Welcome Wednesdays is a new thing they're doing at Wenatchee Valley College to get people to come back on campus. They got school, they got summer session. They'll have the fall schedule as well, and enrollment is starting to tick back up again after the COVID thing. But the whole idea is to have people come and check out the campus, and maybe, if you're considering going to school, to actually go to school as opposed to sit at home and taking your classes online. Welcome Wednesdays is a new program they're doing all this month at Wenatchee Valley College, both campuses, Wenatchee and Omak. And we'll talk about that in the back half of the program. It's 2 minutes after the hour on this Monday. Let's see what we have. With our cameras around the valley. Again, it is windy today. It's going to be windy all day today. Windy tonight, windy Tuesday night before it finally calms down on Wednesday. We're not going to get up to normal temperatures until maybe Thursday. Besides that, we'll be below normal as we look out over the Wenatchee Valley. Again, the Columbia River is running very cold and running very high, but it looks like the area rivers and streams are not going to get to flood stage, and that's good news. The Stehekin got pretty close, but it's starting to taper down a little bit as we look out over the Wenatchee Valley, with East Wenatchee getting most of the attention. Good for them. Camera number 2 is Mr. Darby's Choice, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the West Kashmir Bridge because we were told it's supposed to open here any time now. Now, the one thing they hadn't done yet by Friday is to paint the stripes, and you can't paint the stripes on the concrete and the pavement if it's wet. And, of course, it was wet. I see an automobile. I see another automobile. That tells me it's open. I don't know. We're going to be heading out to the Chelan County Fairgrounds this morning to talk to Chuck Egner and the crew from the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, which is this weekend, and I think we'll go ahead and take the West Kashmir Bridge because I am seeing traffic, and that tells me it is open for traffic, and that's good news for you folks who live in the upper part of Kashmir and have had to drive through town for the last couple of years. That, by the way, is the Hay Canyon camera. Camera number 3, Leavenworth takes a bow. Good morning, Leavenworth, looking almost due east towards Peshastin, eventually Dryden, and eventually Kashmir, and eventually Monitor, and eventually Wenatchee. You know by now. The Wenatchee River, a little sliver of it, the far right-hand side of your screen, and a beautiful view from the Tumwater Canyon camera overlooking the Bavarian village of Leavenworth. And by the way, you can meet the 2 candidates for the city manager's job this week. We'll talk about that when we get to news. And camera number 4. Beautiful view from the Waterville camera looking down over Aniat, and that looks like some threatening clouds to the north of us, not too far to the north of us. We do have some rain in the forecast, but really not a lot. But it looks like maybe we're going to get a little more rain than they were anticipating. Good morning, Aniat. That's from the Waterville camera. And as we showed you on Friday, boy, the Aniat River is roaring, making a lot of noise. It's prone to do that, but not in June. Good morning to Aniat, the gateway to recreation. All right, we have a couple of slides to show for you from the Climate Prediction Center. These folks do the long-term forecasts So this begins on June 18th, this Saturday. So this is basically as we transition from spring into summer. The summer solstice is next Tuesday, by the way. So we're down to the last week of spring. As you can see, we have a better than 50-50 chance of wetter than normal conditions. This is your precipitation outlook. As you can see, it's a little green in the Pacific Northwest, so a better than 50-50 chance of more than normal precipitation. It's been a wet June already. And as far as the temperature is concerned, same time period, your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook looks something like, do we have that, Uriah? That's the precipitation outlook again. Maybe we don't have it. Anyway, it's the same deal. We have a better than 50-50 chance of cooler than normal temperatures. This long pattern, there's the, so anyway, this long pattern of cooler and wetter weather is expected to last into the early days of summertime. Sorry we don't have the temperature outlook, but trust me, it's supposed to be cooler than normal here in the Pacific Northwest, which is something we're used to. Here's your forecast. Our normal high this time of the year is 77 degrees. 63 is all we're going to get to. It's going to be cloudy, a little bit of light rain, and quite windy at times. Wind will be consistent wind about 20 miles an hour out of the west-northwest. That's what we have right now. Gusts above 30, a distinct possibility. Normally the wind dies down when the sun goes down. Not going to be the case tonight. We'll get down to 46 on a partly cloudy sky. Still breezy right into the overnight hours. If anything, the wind may pick up in intensity tonight as this cool air funnels in to the Pacific Northwest. Tuesday, more wind, but at least we'll see some sunshine at a high of 64. Again, well below normal for our afternoon high, 45 for the overnight low on Tuesday night. Eventually, Tuesday night, the winds will die down. Wednesday looks pretty good. Quite a bit of sunshine, maybe a late afternoon light sprinkle, high of only 72. Back to normal, or near normal anyway, on Thursday and Friday. But once we get to Friday, here comes the next system. We'll see a few more clouds on Friday. High of 77, chance of rain. Going to be cool down and talk maybe a little bit of light rain possible on Saturday and Sunday. Sunny, warm weather with no rain or wind is not anywhere in the forecast. All those temperatures that you see below normal, with the exception of Thursday and Friday. And by the time we get to Thursday and Friday, our normal high temperature is going to change from 77 to 78. Can't catch a break. That's your forecast from the National Weather Service. Just about 8 minutes after the hour. Going to take a 1 minute break and have your Monday morning headlines. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel. When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
You are driven to succeed. This drive is part of who you are, part of your cultura, your valores. With achievement comes a sense of orgullo. It builds your community. You stand on the shoulders of those who have walked before you, the ones who pushed you to succeed. You have the choice to overcome the challenges that arise in your life. You decide your future. Sí se puede.
9 minutes after the hour, overcast, windy, 52 degrees. We're only going to warm up another 10 degrees or so today. 63 for the afternoon high, again with some light rain, again lots of clouds, very windy today, windy tonight, windy Tuesday night, below normal temperatures, a little bit of a warm up by the middle of the week, and then we cool back down again for the weekend, the last weekend of spring. At 9 minutes after the hour, we start with this. A Quincy man was killed shortly after 10 p.m. Saturday night on State Route 28. This happened 5 miles west of Quincy. He was killed when the motorcycle he was driving collided with the back of a pickup. According to the Washington State Patrol, 24-year-old Eduardo Acevino was driving eastbound on the highway on a 2007 Honda CBR 600 when, after passing one vehicle, his motorcycle struck the back of a 1997 Dodge Dakota pickup being driven by 37-year-old Cameron Nelson of Ellensburg. The accident occurred near the rest stop at the top of the Trinidad grade. Acevino was pronounced dead at the scene. Nelson was not injured. The State Patrol does not believe that drugs or alcohol played a role in that accident. 2 people from Orondo were hospitalized after a collision on Highway 97. This happened at Brays Landing early Friday morning. The Washington State Patrol described the injuries as minor, but the drivers of both vehicles transported to Central Washington Hospital in Wenatchee. The Washington State Patrol said at about 5:30 in the morning on Friday, a 2004 Nissan Murano being driven by 43-year-old Maria Chavez of Orondo pulled off Brays Landing Road onto the highway, but failed to yield to a 1996 Chevrolet Tahoe being driven by 51-year-old Domingo Maldonado, also of Orondo. The highway, about 7 miles north of Orondo, was blocked for a couple of hours while emergency crews responded. In addition to the State Patrol, 11 firefighters from the Orondo Fire Department responded to the wreck. Chavez was cited for failure to yield. Investigators are still trying to locate the family of the man who was killed by Wenatchee police back on June 4th on Western Avenue. In a press release, Chelan County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Jason Reinfeld said the man is from out of state and his name will not be made public until his next of kin can be located, and they haven't been able to do that. At about 3:45 in the afternoon of June 4th, police responded to a burglary call in the 400 block of Castleview Place, and a short time later encountered the suspect in the 200 block of Southwestern. The North Central Washington Special Investigations Unit, which is investigating the shooting, said the man had a knife and 2 attempts to subdue him with non-lethal methods were unsuccessful before he was shot. Reinfeld, who was representing the investigating unit, said the 4 Wenatchee Police Department officers involved in the incident are on paid administrative leave. Now they'll be identified at a later date. The North Central Washington Special Investigation Unit is made up of representatives from 6 local law enforcement agencies. Their job is to investigate officer-involved shootings. Wenatchee police are not participating in the investigation. By the way, the unit continues to ask that anybody who witnessed the incident or has video to contact them on the Chelan County Sheriff's Office Detectives Tip Line at 509-667-6845. An East Wenatchee teenager who burglarized a Malaga gun shop a couple of months ago, well, that person's going to have to spend a month in local custody plus at least 15 weeks in state juvenile detention. The 14-year-old was one of 2 teenagers arrested in the April break-in, in which the burglars blew open the locked door with a shotgun, and they made off with about $20,000 worth of handguns and other firearms. Most of the weapons, by the way, have been recovered. The youth pled guilty to charges of burglary and firearm theft. He's already spent 60 days in confinement at the Chelan County Juvenile Center out of the total 90 days imposed by Court Commissioner Tracy Brandt. Once that's done, he's sentenced to a range of 15 to 36 weeks in state rehabilitation, plus 12 months on probation. His alleged partner in the crime, who's also 14 years old, faces a juvenile trial later this month. The city of Wenatchee says more than 16 dump trucks full of concrete have been poured at its wastewater treatment plant. Off of Worthen Street, a new digester and mechanical building is in the process of being built. The work at the plant near the Columbia River is being funded through a State Department of Ecology Clean Water State Revolving Fund. More than 320 yards of concrete were poured for the new facility's floors. In recent days, the city noted that construction underway across the street at the former Lineage Logistics building is unrelated to the plant work, and instead is a private developer who is converting the site into an apartment complex. And residents of Leavenworth can meet the 2 candidates for the job of city administrator. Next week, Michael Rose and Matthew Selby are the finalists for the job. They oversee, whoever it happens to be, the administrator oversees most of the day-to-day operations in the city of Leavenworth. Residents can visit City Hall today to meet Rose, and on Thursday, they can meet Selby. Both sessions take place at 7:30 in the evening. Rose is a former facilities director for Kitsap Libraries, worked in municipal administration in California. Selby held similar posts in Yakima, Ashland, Oregon, and in Massachusetts. And that's what's making headlines at 15 minutes after the hour. We will have a newscast for you tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. It was a busy week last week, and I have a feeling it's going to be a busy week this week as well. Do we have a promo from Grant? We do, and here it is.
Good Monday morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we will have the latest real estate snapshot from Pacific Appraisal Associates. It's going to be hold on to your hat weather over the next 2 days before more rain showers move our way by the end of the week. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom will have a wrap on the Mariners Red Sox series as well as the Apple Sox results from over the weekend. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. And don't forget, if you have a news tip or you just want to drop us a note, there are any number of ways for you to go about doing it. We try to make it as easy as possible. Probably the best way is just to email us directly. news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com. If you go to our website, you'll see the Contact Us icon. Fill out the form. We'll get it here. Or you can go to our Facebook page and use the Messenger app and drop us a note that way. When we come back, it's hard to win a baseball game when you don't score any runs. The Mariners failed to do that, but the Apple Sox had a good weekend. We'll talk about both when we get to sports. It's 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Find ageless beauty at Chelan Valley Skincare. Cindy offers the most up-to-date treatments for personalized skincare. If sagging skin or acne scars are some skin challenges for you, Chelan Valley Skincare offers non-invasive, non-surgical skincare. With up-to-date technology for shorter treatment plans, you'll benefit from Cindy's expertise to help you accomplish your skincare goals. Please stop by their website for details on all their services. Call Cindy today for your free consultation.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
Sports at 17 minutes after the hour. Boston takes 2 of 3 from Seattle over the weekend, including yesterday's 2-0 win. Carson Cutter and Robbie Ray fought in a pitcher's duel for the first 7 innings. The Mariners managing just 1 hit in the game. The big blow came with 2 outs in the 8th for the Red Sox on Rafael Devers' 2-run home run.
3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Way to battle back. He was behind 3-0, comes back with a strikeout. Ball 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Devers. And he strikes out this side again. He was behind 3-0 to Red Snyder. Comes back and goes boom, bang, bang. And 3 strikeouts to start the ball game.
But who they're pitching in game 2. That's in there for strike 3. Couple of Ks looking. Crawford gets him fast.
It feels like he didn't give up a home run last night, but there were a bunch last year.
3-2 in there. Caught him looking. He struck out 3 and all looking in the first 2 innings. No score. Man at second with 1 man out. That one tied him up. Down he goes on strikes again. He hits Winker for the second time.
18 career postseason games.
Yes, he did. He swung the bat, and that is a strikeout against Rodriguez for the second time. Crawford pitching around a couple of walks, and it's still 0-0. And comes back to strike him out 95 miles an hour and gets them quick in the 4th inning.
Up with the Yankees the previous year. Here's a swing and a line drive base hit the other way into right field. And Luis Torrens has the first base hit off of Cutter Crawford this afternoon. And it comes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him. Back to the cut fastball to put away France. And he strands 2.
2 pitch. He did go, and he knew it. No protest by J.D. Martinez. So the hit batter does not hurt Robbie Ray. We go bottom 6. Zip, zip.
And a 2-strike pitch. There's a drive out to left field. That's deep. Winker's back at the wall, and it's gone. Raphael going opposite field. A 2-run shot, and the Red Sox have the lead in the 8th inning, number 14. For Devers.
Well, they don't get much bigger than this for Raffy Devers. Again, after Rep Snyder gets hit by the pitch, Red Sox get a chance to get Devers to the plate against a right-hander. Scoreless game here in the 8th with 2 outs. No shortage of drama here in Seattle the last couple of days.
Shot toward the alley. Arroyo trying to get there. Makes a spectacular play! A diving play. It's Refsnyder out there with a sensational catch. Rob Refsnyder leaving his feet to haul that one in and steal a double. Red Sox pitching staff has been terrific. There's a little pop-up. Backing out Bogarts. He's got it, and the Red Sox win the ball game by a final score of 2-0.
Manager Scott Service said they were hoping to carry some of the momentum that they got from Saturday night's exciting walk-off win, but obviously it didn't happen.
Hard-fought series, I guess, is what you can put on that one. Coming off a big win last night, hoping to ride some of that momentum into today's game, but I always talk about it. It's about starting pitching, and it was great starting pitching out there today. I thought Robbie Ray was right on top of his game. I don't know if I've ever seen him get as many ground balls as he got today, but he certainly has added a little bit more movement to his fastball. Thought he pitched a great game, really. Was sharp. He was ahead in the count for the most part all day. Got the big double play ball to end the seventh. Really couldn't ask for much more from him, and certainly hopefully that gets him going back in the right direction. So outstanding outing by him, and I have to say that the pitch that Paul Sebald threw to Devers, there might be one or two hitters in this league, left-handed hitters, that can even square that ball up, let alone hit it out of the ballpark. You have to tip your hat. These are the best players in the world. We executed a pitch. We were ahead in the count 0-2, and their guy hit it out. One of those games was going to come down to one big swing of the bat. Unfortunately, they got it.
Mariners take on the Twins tonight, 7:10 on Root Sports. Good seats still available. All right, to the Les Schwab American League West scoreboard, Jose Ramirez had a bases-loaded double in the first inning. Cleveland went on for a 6-3 win over the A's. Jonah Himes' two-run base hit in the top of the 12th was the difference in Texas. The Rangers beating the White Sox, in Chicago, I should say. The final was 8-6, Rangers over the White Sox. Jose Altuve provided an insurance to the 8th with a 3-run home run. Houston beats Florida 9-4. Houston's lead in the American League West is 8.5 in front of Texas, who took over second place from the fading Angels. Held 10 games back after a 1-2 weekend. The Wenatchee Apple Sox had a good weekend, a 3-game sweep of Springfield. They finished it off yesterday with an 11-6 win over the Drifters. C.J. Horn had a grand slam. Grant Sherrod had 3 hits to lead Wenatchee to the win. The voice of the Apple Sox, Storm Joel Norman, provides the recap of a nice weekend at the ballpark.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox swept away the Springfield Drifters in their first 3 games against them this past weekend at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. The Apple Sox original game on Friday against the Drifters was rained out. They played a doubleheader on Saturday, and Wenatchee won both games by 7-4 scores. On Sunday, it was all Apple Sox again. They won 11-6. However, they did trail 4-3 going into the bottom of the 5th inning after allowing 2 runs to lose their early lead in the top of the 5th inning, and they came back with 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. C.J. Horn hit a grand slam, his second home run in as many days, and his second of the season. Joichiro Oyama would later deliver an RBI single, his second of 3 hits on the day. Great weekend for the Apple Sox as they move to 5-1 on this homestand, and they wrap it up on Monday night as they take on the Northwest Star Academy at 6:35. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Thank you, Joel. As he mentioned, the Northwest Star Academy, non-league, just 1 game tonight at 6:35. All right, to the Les Schwab scoreboard we go. In West Coast League action on Sunday, Walla Walla cut down Cowlitz 11-4. Victoria clocked Kelowna 6-1. Kamloops doubling up Bellingham 4-2. Nanaimo got by Ridgefield 4-3. Port Angeles ousted Edmonton 7-1. Corvallis at Portland and Yakima Valley at Bend. They were rained out. To the standings we go. Kamloops leads the West Coast League's North Division. They're 7-5 following its weekend sweep. Wenatchee finds itself tied with Victoria for second place, a half game back. Bellingham is in 4th. Nanaimo in 5th. The weather held on, so they were able to get in racing. Saturday night at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval, winners on Dad's Night included Josh Ingram in the Jerry's Auto Supply Pro Late Models. He beat Terry Halverson and Evan Getz to the finish line. East Wenatchee's Cameron Doyle took the checkered flag in the Dix Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars main event. Dylan Huffine second, Luke Shaw third. Penticton's Rick Taylor was first in the visiting AMCA Bandit Dwarf Cars main event. 9 Mile Falls' Troy Kunis was second, and Kirkland's Dale Knutson took third, and it was a 1-2 Steinberg finish. In the Angel Bail Bonds Bandoleros main event, Tyler was first, followed by Caden second. Yakima's Dakota Ballard finished third. They'll take this weekend off at the WVSO before returning June 25th for the Roadrunners Invitational. That includes the Northwest Modifieds, the Dix Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars, the Plum Perfect Roadrunners, and the Evergreen Speedway Drifting Cars. WVSO.com is where you get your tickets. And the Wenatchee Valley Skyhawks put themselves back into the playoff picture with a 60-39 win over Idaho Saturday at the Town Toyota Center. Lorenz Stefan threw for 8 touchdowns, ran for another in Wenatchee's win. 6 of those touchdown passes to Max Novak. Wenatchee Valley improves to 4-4 in the American West Football Conference. They'll finish the season at the SoCal Red Tails. That's next Saturday. If they win and Oregon loses, they're in the playoffs. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. On this 13th day of June, this Monday, I had 3 obscure holidays to choose from. Today is National Sewing Machine Day, which was one of the most important inventions ever. Maybe I should have done that one. National Weed Your Garden Day. Don't have a garden? Don't have to worry about that. But no, today is National Axe Throwing Day. I went down to Axe Bliss. It's at the bottom of Yakima. It's actually not too far from our studios. That's the axe throwing place with the bar and everything. Pretty cool. I didn't partake in the axe throwing. I was an idiot. I wore sandals, and you have to wear shoes, or because axes are heavy. If you drop, you don't want to break a toe. But everybody seemed to be having a good time, and now, of course, it's got this huge renaissance going on. The sport of axe throwing goes back to loggers, or lumberjacks, if you will, back in the middle of the 19th century. When they had time off, they would have these parties, and they would have these competitions. Log rolling and chopping and axe throwing was among them, and now, of course, it's now a worldwide phenomenon. Anybody can play it. Down there, Axe Bliss, they teach you how to do it. It's a pretty cool deal. You can rent the place out for parties and stuff like that. There are all kinds of rules and regulations. There are axe throwing leagues, which are very popular. So don't just pick up an axe and start tossing around, though. Take a few lessons. All right. Today is National Axe Throwing Day. Today. It sounds like fun. I'm going to stick with darts. 27 minutes after the hour today in history. On this date in 1948, 74 years ago today, they were celebrating the silver anniversary, the 25th anniversary of Yankee Stadium, the house that Ruth built. And Babe Ruth, an ailing Babe Ruth who was dying of throat cancer, made his last appearance at Yankee Stadium. The crowd sang Auld Lang Syne. The 1923 New York Yankees, not only the first team to play at Yankee Stadium, but the first of the World Championship teams that the Yankees would have, were all came back. They retired Babe Ruth's uniform number 3 during the ceremonies. 2 months later, fewer than 2 months later, Babe Ruth was dead at the age of 53. Here's a little newsreel.
Biggest cheers from 50,000 fans go to the immortal star himself, Babe Ruth. The Bambino is still the game's greatest showman, and nostalgia is thick in the vast stadium when he's greeted by another Yankee builder, Ed Barrow. Today, the Babe wears his old uniform for the last time. His famous number 3 will never be worn by another Yankee player, but will go to America's baseball shrine at Cooperstown, New York. Babe takes a cut for the cameraman. The familiar stance and swing that once made him the most fearsome slugger of them all. Yankee Stadium celebrates its birthday with one more salute to American baseball's greatest guy, Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth making his last appearance at Yankee Stadium on the state 74 years ago today. June the 13th, 1966. That would make it 56 years ago today. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to have an attorney present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you at no cost to you before you are questioned. The Miranda ruling was handed down by the Supreme Court in a 5-4 decision, informing that the police must inform you of your rights. They didn't make these rights up. You already had these rights, but what this changed was that the police had to tell you that you had these Fifth Amendment rights before they began to question you. A lot of people thought, well, that's the end of police procedures. But no, it actually didn't really happen. And in 2000, 22 years ago, the Supreme Court upheld Miranda, said it's still going good. the Miranda ruling handed down on the state in 1966. 1 year later, on June 13, 1967, the President of the United States, Lyndon Johnson, appoints Thurgood Marshall, the Solicitor General of the United States, to become the first African-American justice in this country's history. He was eventually, in October of that year, confirmed by the United States Senate in a long, drawn-out confirmation progress, but he made it 55 years ago today, and now, of course, it's 55 years later, and how many African-American men have served on the Supreme Court? 2. Thurgood Marshall, nominated on the state 55 years ago today. 51 years ago today, Sunday morning, June 13th, 1971, people opened up their New York Times to discover this article. Right on the top of the front page, the Pentagon Papers began publishing by the New York Times on this date. In 1971, it was basically how we got ourselves stuck in this quagmire of Vietnam. Turns out we were being lied to all the way back to the Eisenhower administration. It was a huge bombshell. They published more of the Pentagon Papers on Monday, and then on Tuesday, by Tuesday afternoon, the federal government got an injunction to prevent the New York Times from publishing the Pentagon Papers, and then the Washington Post began to publish the Pentagon Papers. Eventually, it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, nope, they get to publish it. The Pentagon Papers hit the newspapers 51 years ago today. And 39 years ago today, we have no photo of it, but 39 years ago today, June the 13th, 1983, 11 years after it was launched, Pioneer 10 becomes the very first man-made object to leave the solar system. It passed by Neptune, and away it went. And it's still out there. We lost contact with Pioneer 10. The last time we were able to contact it was back on January 23rd, 2003. They tried a couple more times after that, and they realized the batteries for them to communicate was probably dead. And it's still out there somewhere. If you find it, return it, will you? One celebrity birthday, the flying Finn, Paavo Nurmi, born in the state in 1897, died at the age of 76 in 1973, single-handedly made long-distance running a major international sport. He was as good as they came. He set 22 official world records between the 1,500-meter and the 20 kilometers run. He won 9 gold medals and 3 bronze medals in the Olympics. From 800 meters and upwards, so 800 meters being the shortest and longer races past 800 meters, he once won 121 races in a row, and he never lost a cross-country meet in his life. Paavo Nurmi, the flying Finn, born in the state in 1897. We are going to take a break. We're going to have an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Mignotti. And in case you missed it on Friday, a couple of really nice ladies from Wenatchee Valley College is going to introduce you to Welcome Wednesdays. They'll fill you in on the details when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
How much are you paying for adult, family, or assisted living? Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers one-bedroom apartments for one affordable price. Their rates are all-inclusive. No nickel or diming or sudden increases, just one set price. You or your loved one will receive good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Stop on by for a tour to see if the Epladolin family is the right choice for you.
Family-owned and operated Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Cashmere. Affordable care.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Summertime is almost here, and that means that Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball is right around the corner. Come spend your summer nights at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium and root on the Apple Sox. Apple Sox baseball is family-friendly and affordable, with tickets starting as low as $7. Come on out to opening day on June 6th, sponsored by Ag Supply, as the Apple Sox open up a 7-game homestand to begin the summer. Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball, celebrating summer one inning at a time.
Bob's Burgers and Brews in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy great food, great service, and a great time. Only the best for our guests. We look forward to serving you. Stop on by today.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, at home, we rarely watch network TV, but once in a while, like we watch the national news, or in the morning when we're out of town staying at a motel or something, we might watch HGTV or find a station that's playing Law & Order, particularly SVU. Yeah. But being Netflix and Amazon Prime junkies, network TV drives us crazy. 6 minutes of a show and the same amount of time watching commercials? I mean, it's ridiculous. No wonder streaming services are taking over TV entertainment. I mean, how many stupid drug commercials or ads for toilet paper can someone stomach when you're trying to enjoy reruns of Leave It to Beaver or a new season of episode of This Is Us? Gosh, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
My name is Anaisa Lemus, and I teach at John Newberry Elementary. I had a tooth in the front that was just always causing me problems. It was just happening so regularly. I went to go get a root canal done, and the root canal didn't help a whole lot because when it came back, both of my parents went to Dr. Divis's office. They really recommended him because he had done such a great job on their teeth. I went and really have had a really pleasant experience with him. He just made me feel really at ease with everything. He was really confident with what he was doing. He said, this is one of his favorite parts of his job, which really made it easier for me because, when you're really passionate about something, they're going to do a good job. As a teacher, my students, I'll tell them randomly sometimes, oh yeah, with my fake tooth, they're always so shocked. Like, what? It looks like your real tooth. And I'm really happy with the results now.
This is Dr. John Divis. Please call us today.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can just
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
This is the NCW Live Concert Calendar. Fridays, it's live music at Alta Cellars in downtown Manson from 4 to 7 p.m. Sunday at Succession Winery, located between Chelan and Manson, with live music from 2 to 5. Chelan Cellars and Sorrento's Restaurante present music on Mondays at 4 p.m. weekly. Check the individual websites for more information. That's the NCW Live concert calendar.
Attention RVers and campers! There's a huge RV liquidation event going on now at Click It RV of Moses Lake. Click It RV of Moses Lake must make room for new inventory arriving daily. There's a huge selection of top quality RVs that must be liquidated to make room for new arrivals.
You're going to want to be at this event.
Get to Click It RV Moses Lake's huge liquidation event.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you going to be mad, bro? You probably already are.
Get the best deals anywhere at Click It RV of Moses Lake.
We guarantee it.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
As AmeriCorps members and volunteers, we do more than talk about our core values. We take action and commit to making our community stronger.
At AmeriCorps, my commitment to equity gives every student a strong start.
Our compassion brings food and friendship to neighbors in need.
My determination protects parks in my community.
Now more than ever, your community needs you. What's at your core? Learn more at AmeriCorps.gov.
I'm Brian Thorpe, and I'm proud to say that Global Car Care is growing. We always do the right thing, and because of that, we're busy, and it's time to hire an experienced automotive technician. We spend as much time with our coworkers as we do our own family. I want them to understand they're not a number here. They're a person with a family, and I want them to be part of this family too. Do you want an owner that understands and respects what you do every day? I'm that guy. Our compensation is the best in the area. I want you to have your career with us.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're on the beautiful campus of Wenatchee Valley College to talk about Wednesdays. And say, well, Wednesdays is Wednesdays. What does that mean? Well, here at Wenatchee Valley College for the month of June, Wednesday is something big. They're inviting everybody to come on down and check out the campus and maybe get interested in coming to Wenatchee Valley College. Introduce yourselves to our television family.
Hi, I'm Sandra Villarreal. I'm the Director of TRIO Student Support Services here at Wenatchee Valley College.
And I'm Erin, Tofte, Associate Dean of Campus Life, Equity and Inclusion here at Wenatchee Valley College.
And what exactly, that's a big job title, so what is that? That's a big umbrella.
It is, yes. So Campus Life encompasses our rec center, our residence hall, our international programs, all of our student government and clubs here on the campus, as well as the diversity and equity pieces, all of our diversity and equity efforts here at the college.
And speaking of being in charge of certain parts of the campus is gorgeous. I mean, I love how the new buildings have kind of morphed and complement the older buildings. Yeah. That's whoever designed that did a really good job.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really proud.
Huge building boom. That new administration building. You mentioned the new rec center,
yep,
which has been hugely popular.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful campus. If you're going to go to school, you might build a beautiful campus, and you certainly have that here.
Stay here in Wenatchee. It's beautiful.
Give us a quick rundown of what exactly Welcome Wednesdays is in a nutshell.
Yeah, so a lot of us here who are working at the college really want students to come back to campus, really want the community to know what we are providing, and so a group of us came up with this idea, and I'll let Sandra talk a little bit more about the specifics of what we're doing for each Welcome Wednesday.
Yeah, so Welcome Wednesdays are every Wednesday here in June from 10 to 12, and then from in the evening from 5 to 7. So we have staff here who are trained in specific areas of the kind of orientation or onboarding process. So we have staff who are kind of helping out with admissions and placement, and then if you're undecided, we have the career services to kind of assist. But we have staff here who are just welcoming community and potential students to come by the campus, check it out. We're going to be able to do campus tours and just really just feel comfortable and learn a little bit more about the campus and the programs and resources that we provide here.
And lemonade and cookies.
Yeah.
I saw lemonade and cookies in
There
there.
is, there's snacks. And we have the best cookies here from our cafeteria.
We also, this is like a kid-friendly zone, so we actually have a kid zone for families who are coming with their little ones. So there's some stuff to occupy them while their parents are getting some more information.
College was going great guns like everybody else. COVID, boom. Everybody goes virtual. Campus is all but deserted. But now we're pretty much past the pandemic, but the kids aren't coming back to campus now. There are some classes, hey, I can just sit at home in my underwear and take my classes online. Why do I need to come to campus anymore? The idea is to get them to come back, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I would say it's not necessarily that students are doing that, but that they need to work and they have other things going on in their lives, so it's really difficult to make that switch back to being in person for classes and dedicating a whole day to come to campus. But we really know that students are more successful. They're going to graduate, they're going to really get those connections and those things that they need for their future if they're here on campus, if they're meeting other students, if they're part of clubs, if they're going to the rec center. All of the pieces of being a college student is so important to that success in college beyond just being able to take a class online. So we're really encouraging students to focus on being back on campus, to using the library. We have these beautiful resources here. We have our library, we have our new building, we have our student lounge, we have our rec center. We really want to see students here on campus utilizing those things.
And you guys are bending over backwards to make this as easy as possible. Because especially if you're graduated from high school, you don't really know what you want to do, but you at least want to keep a little momentum going in your education. Just keep on going to school. And really this is where you come in, because it's easy, to just go out and get a job and forget about your education. You got to keep going, don't you?
Yeah, we're really trying to meet the students where they're at, and so just really kind of establishing where they are in the process. And whether you're just out of high school or coming back and returning for training, this is a really great opportunity and the best time to come back to college.
So say I graduated from high school, I'm going to stay in Wenatchee for a little while, I'm going to live with mom and dad, I'm going to get a part-time job to make a little bit of money, I want to come to the college, I can help a little bit on tuition, but I really don't have that much money, and I just want to take some basic classes to keep going. Then you would step into that process, right?
Yeah, there's lots of opportunities with financial aid, there's work study, there's scholarships, there's lots of support from the foundation for scholarships that are specific to WVC. But also, while you're here in college, you can be applying for other scholarships for the university and for beyond. So there's just a lot of, we have workforce grants, we have basic needs grants, we have scholarships, academics, and some of them are specific to nursing, some of them specific to vocational training. So there's something for everybody.
Is it a myth, is it a misconception that there are a lot of barriers to get folks to come to college? That it's just a pain in the butt to do the
really,
paperwork?
you just got to get started and start the paperwork, and that's kind of what the idea behind it is, that we can walk you through the process. There are lots of steps in there, but we also have staff here who are able to help guide you through that. So you want to complete your application, do your financial aid, and then get started. Really, that's just the beginning point.
Why do you do what you do? Why do you do it?
I believe in the power of education. I just really feel that is an equalizer. It's something that kind of transcends and qualifications, or it creates that qualification and can help people get the life that they want and create opportunities for them and can change the trajectory of family cycles. So I just feel like there's a real value to education, and having this college experience just enhances that.
And it should be pointed out, you mentioned vocational. If you want to say, I want to be an electrician, or I want to get into HVAC or computers, whatever, you've teamed up with a lot of local businesses and major players to help that process along, help expedite it, right?
Yeah, so we do. We have amazing faculty and staff here who have some connections in the community, and they try to get students working right after they get their certifications or their degrees. So there's definitely that strong link in the community for jobs.
So you can fast track your way to a career by coming to Wenatchee Valley College, and probably the most successful of all of these has been the nursing program. and the fact that the college has teamed up with Confluence Health. That's been a huge bonanza for both you folks.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a huge place where we all know we need more healthcare professionals in the Valley, and so Wenatchee Valley College is working really hard to build those programs. We have a new pharmacy tech program, which is a part of that, as well as our bachelor's in nursing program. So we work really hard, yes, like Sandra was saying, with the industry to place people in jobs right away so that they're working. Most of the students, for example, in our bachelor's in nursing program are working as RNs already in the hospitals and the clinics, and then they're continuing their education at the same time, and we make it really easy for that to happen. I would also say our automotive program is a very successful one, and we have a 1-year and 2-year. And so as we know, we all need mechanics for our cars, need that work, and we have a great program, some really long-standing great faculty who are connected to the community and have really good relationships with connecting automotive students into careers right away.
Yeah, what you like your job?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
What's a good day in your world here?
A good day is when I come into my offices here in Van Tassel Center, when I come in and students are there playing ping pong, studying at the tables, we have music playing, really that college atmosphere. I get to meet with my student government officers. I get to see them being student leaders, making big decisions on big things on campus, how they can support students. Meeting with my team and my staff. I have the greatest diverse, amazing staff who I get to work with. And then I think an example that I just had happen to previous students asked me if I would marry them, and that's the kind of relationship that we make with our students, where we truly build relationships and we're here to serve our students. And it's outside of just here at the college, but we really become a part of students' lives in different ways.
You're ordained?
Yes, I just got ordained.
Cool. What do you charge?
It was a one-time thing for special
That's
students,
pretty cool. But
alumni.
What I'm getting from the enthusiasm that you two gals are sending to me is there's one thing to get it to have a post-secondary education, get past high school. It's going to help you in your long-term career. But what I'm really getting at is you want to do it in person. You want to come to school and go to school. First of all, you have that discipline. You got to have that discipline, and you can get it here, can't you?
Yeah.
Because you have to get out of bed, and you got to get your cup of coffee, and you got to have your Cheerios, and you got to get in your damn car, and you got to get here to go to school to be a better person.
I think it's the human connections, right? Sandra and I even, we had to work 2 years away from each other over a computer screen, and it's not the same as getting to hang out and see each other and collaborate, and it's the same for students. So those relationships they make in college, I know for me, the friends that I made in college, I'm still friends with today, and it's really hard to make those friendships over virtual, in a classroom where you're not really interacting with other students. So that person-to-person, that connection, faculty to students, that learning that happens organically in a classroom is wonderful to see.
Sandra, how do for kids who are, again, I'm going to use the analogy because now we're into the graduation season with commencement exercises for these folks, by the way, is on the 15th, I believe, at the Apple Bowl. 17th at the Apple Bowl. How do you know, how does a kid say, hey, I started school and all of a sudden I realized maybe I'm not ready yet, or I'm in over my head, or maybe there's a little problem down the road to keep them on the tracks? How do they end up on your radar, and how do you keep them focused and going to school and staying to school?
Yeah, so we meet with the students and do an interview, identifying challenges and maybe some barriers. A lot of it is just coaching and conversations. Sometimes they run into communication with their faculty members if they're kind of falling behind in assignments. They may not understand, some students, that you can ask for an extension or things like that. So sometimes it's just kind of that hidden curriculum that students aren't always aware of, and giving them some of that advice. Sometimes it's family obligations or making decisions between jobs or working and prioritizing. So we do try to provide some coaching in time management, priorities, decision making, SMART goals, things like that, so that they can use those school skills and then apply those not just in education, but in their career and in their future as well, because those are kind of the tough conversations that come up.
Yeah. Well, I remember when granted this was nearly 40 years ago, but when I left public schools and you started going to your secondary education, you go, I paid tuition. I'm not legally obligated to go to school. I think I'll sleep in and watch Regis and Kathy Lee or whatever it is. And that's one of the things that you have to, it's part of growing up and being a mature person is to do that.
And I think like talking to them about their schedule and like if they wake up at 10, then maybe they sign up for afternoon classes and then they work part-time. So things like that where we try to help them identify their strengths and maybe areas of weakness so that they can plan for that.
And to add to that, I think we have a lot of support services. We have a food pantry here on campus for students. We have the residence hall. We have housing for students. They do pay for that, but there are opportunities for help with that. So
lots of work study opportunities on campus.
Counseling services, math center for students to come and get help with those math classes, tutor center. So we have a lot of on-campus resources as well to help students if they are struggling in those moments.
The old slogan is, it's your Wenatchee Valley College, and they mean that sincerely.
Yes.
Yeah, they really do. Again, it's Welcome Wednesdays. It's every Wednesdays in June, in the morning from 10 a.m. to noon, and then again in the evening from 5 to 7, and also up at the OMAC campus as well. We need to mention that. It's not just down here.
Right. Yeah, they're welcoming people on their campus as well, and they have staff available to answer questions.
So come down and meet the cool folks at Wenatchee Valley College, take a tour of the campus, maybe meet some future classmates, and start your future right here. Thanks, ladies. I appreciate it. You did a great job. Take the rest of the day off. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Had a surgery? Been in a car accident? Suffer from weekend warrior activities? Let Mount Stewart Physical Therapy and Chiropractic work out your aches and pains. This is Dr. Wayne Latimer. We've extended our multi-care practice to Mount Stewart Physical Therapy in Leavenworth. So, physical therapy and chiropractic. And whether you want to lift to get fit or you want to stay fit after your physical therapy, Balance Point Health and Fitness Gym is always open daily. Dr. Latimer Chiropractic Multi-Care Clinics, where we strive to do more, so you can too.
You've got a lot to do today. While you're out and about, remember to dispose of your unused medications safely and anonymously. It's a simple act that makes your home a safer place. Next time you're at the pharmacy, just place them in the drop box. To find a location, visit medproject.org.
Welcome to Chelan Ridge Winery. I'm so glad you guys came today. At Chelan Ridge, we believe that a memorable experience is part of the journey, and that excellence in service and product make that journey a reality. As a family, we are dedicated to welcoming our customers, crafting award-winning wines and excellent food, and creating an experience you will want to return to again. Family is more than just a popular word here. It is a concept of warmth and acceptance that we wish to extend to all who visit our home.
The workforce and career programs at Wenatchee Valley College are for you. The programs we offer are high demand, so you can kickstart your career and get connected to industry experts. With dedicated instructors and financial support available, we're behind you every step of the way. Are you ready for something new? Find your next career at Wenatchee Valley College. We have options for learners like you.
All right, getting ready to wrap things up on this Monday. Temperatures around the region right now. Let's check in. Moses Lake, you're at 48 degrees, a little breezy out there. Madison, 51 degrees, windy up there. In fact, the only place that doesn't have any wind at all really is Omak at 54 degrees. Here in the big city, it is 54 degrees, and it's windy. Wind out of the northwest at 13 miles an hour. That's really going to be the story today, besides the unseasonably cool temperatures. Again, this long stretch beginning in April. And now here we are in the middle of June, and we still can't seem to catch a break if you like sunny and warm and pleasant weather, and I am one of those. Never complain about the weather, they say, but I'm complaining about the weather. Let's take a look at the forecast from the National Weather Service. 63 is all we're going to get to today. We got some cool air in here, and also it's going to be breezy, as I mentioned before. West wind about 14 to 20 miles an hour, pretty consistent all day today. Gusts as high as 32 miles an hour for the Wenatchee Valley. Wind will not be dying down tonight. It'll be partly cloudy. We'll get down to 46, but again, windy all night tonight. Again, right around 20 miles an hour. Gusts above 30 to 35 miles an hour. If anything, the wind may pick up in intensity tonight. Tuesday, guess what? Going to be windy tomorrow. Yep. At least we'll see some more sunshine today, but it's still going to be quite cool. High of only 64. Our normal high this time of the year is right around 78 degrees, so another below normal day. We've had a bunch of those. And windy on Tuesday, about as windy as it is today. Finally, Tuesday night, the wind is going to die down. 45 for the overnight low. So not a lot of wind on Wednesday, quite a bit of sunshine, maybe a late afternoon raindrop with a high of 72. We warm up to near normal anyway on Thursday with quite a bit of sunshine. Looks to be the nicest day of the week. Here comes another system just in time for the weekend. That's it for us. Have a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.